Long before smartphones buzzed with messages or emails crossed oceans in seconds, the world relied on something far more humble, but just as revolutionary: the telegraph. Today, it might seem like a dusty relic, but in its time, the telegraph was a marvel. It changed the way people communicated forever. Imagine living in a world where sending a message meant days or even weeks of waiting. Letters traveled by horseback or ship. Urgent news often arrived too late. Then came the telegraph, and everything changed. With just a few clicks and electric signals, people could communicate across long distances almost instantly. The idea behind it was simple yet powerful. Instead of physically carrying words, the telegraph transmitted electric pulses through wires. Samuel Morse, along with Alfred Vail, made this idea practical. Morse code, made up of dots and dashes, came from their work. Interestingly, the code was not random. The most commonly used letters in English were assigned the shortest signals. For example, the letter E was just one dot. In 1844, the first official long-distance message was sent from Washington, D.C. to Baltimore. It read, "What hath God wrought?" That moment marked the beginning of a new age. Soon, telegraph wires stretched across entire countries. By 1866, a cable connected Europe to North America, lying deep under the Atlantic Ocean. The telegraph didn't only help people communicate. It reshaped politics, transformed journalism, and changed business forever. Wars could be coordinated faster. News could travel in minutes instead of days. Global stock markets became possible. Some even say the telegraph was the internet of the 19th century. It also created its own culture. Telegraph operators were like early coders, fluent in a language made of sound and rhythm. Since telegrams were charged by the word, they developed a unique shorthand. For example, instead of saying, "We regret to inform you the shipment is delayed," they would send "shipment delayed regret." It was direct, efficient, and surprisingly expressive. Some skilled operators didn't even need to write things down. They could listen to Morse code and remember entire messages in their heads. Sometimes, operators who never met in person developed friendships or even romantic connections simply by recognizing each other's style of tapping. No technology lasts forever. The telephone arrived, followed by radio, and eventually the internet. Over time, the telegraph faded from daily life. Western Union sent its last telegram in 2006. Still, its influence lives on. The short, punchy way we text or tweet today, that traces back to the concise style of telegrams. Even the @ symbol in email addresses has roots in older telex networks. But perhaps the most beautiful part of the telegraph story is not technical. It lies in human connection. People used it to share the most important moments in life: births, deaths, marriages, wars. Behind every message was a real person, sending words across great distances in just seconds. So the next time you send a quick message or get a notification on your phone, take a second to remember the clicks and pulses that started it all. The telegraph may no longer be in use, but its legacy continues in every instant message we send today.